projects going on in Hong Kong involving electric cars and buses, and we're looking at the installation of a recharging grid. The development community, and Cherrie comes from the development community, being very responsive in helping us install a recharging grid across Hong Kong. So I think in many ways Hong Kong is an ideal test bed, if you like, because of its compactness and because of this public transport culture and our short journey times, if you like. Because Hong Kong is so compact, it lends itself, if you like, to the electric vehicle. So from my perspective, I'm looking forward very much to today's presentations, to the dialogue, to the debate. I have a lot to learn. I'm sure we all have a lot to learn. So on that note, perhaps we can move into the proceedings proper. And could I invite, first of all, Dr. Claus Weidner to come on stage and brief us. He's going to do some scene setting about delivering the right products, what, where, when, and how many. Claus, please. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here today because I believe we have a common interest, and as already mentioned by Nicholas, it's sustainability. Before sharing with you the Daimler initiative in shaping emission-free mobility, I would like to give you a quick overview of the group. Daimler provides solutions for the complete spectrum of on-road mobility from different divisions. Mercedes-Benz cars, Daimler trucks, Mercedes-Benz vans, Daimler buses, and even financial services under various brands worldwide. What is the situation that the automotive world is facing today? Today, the industry trends are being shaped by a complex field of different interests. For example, customers demand for safe, comfortable, high-performance vehicles. However, they also want them to be economical and environmentally friendly. We also see the tightening of emission regulations with great variety by country. Another key is the electrification of the drivetrain. Batteries need to be long life and have a high level of crash safety while being suitable for recycling. The infrastructure and restrictions also play a big role. So, how do we address all these? Research shows that there are three main mobility scenarios, which are long-distance travel, interurban traffic, and urban traffic. All these requirements cannot be solved by just one drive concept. So, we have developed a blend of solutions which go in parallel to suit all the customers. They are combustion engines with or without hybrid module, supplemented by fuel cell vehicles for long-distance travel. Interurban traffic can be complemented with plug-in and hybrid vehicles. And urban traffic will be dominated by locally emission-free vehicle concepts with battery and fuel cell drive. When it comes to electric-powered vehicles, we have to have a very flexible modular system which is adaptable to each situation. Our approach is a modular blend of three concepts: the E-cell, the F-cell, and the E-cell Plus. The core technology is battery. Depending on the requirement to tackle different scenarios, this can be combined with a fuel cell or combustion engine to provide higher range coverage. These technologies are applicable to both passenger cars and commercial vehicles. You may want to ask, so how do we execute the blended strategy in Daimler? Although mass production is still some steps away, we are testing all these technologies in real usage conditions. So, locally emission-free city driving is already a reality in small serious application. Our pioneer is a Smart 4.2 electric drive. It is fitted with a highly efficient lithium-ion battery, which is more than enough for use in urban traffic. A large number of cities are or will be on pilot programs, such as North America and Europe, and Hong Kong will be one of the few Asian pilot cities in 2011. We also have a 5-seater with battery electric called the A-Class E-Cell. The first 500 of these vehicles are currently being built and will be leased to selected customers in Europe, including France, Germany, and the Netherlands. For longer distances, without producing any emissions, we regard fuel cell technology as the ideal solution, which will be our B-Class F-cell. This car achieves the greatest range of all electric cars, 400 kilometers, in combination with the shortest refilling time. The hydrogen tank can be fully recharged in around 3 minutes. Small series production of the B-Class F-cell has also started. The first 200 vehicles will be delivered to customers in Europe and USA this year. Besides passenger cars, we have already taken the first step towards building a zero-emission commercial vehicle for quite some time. And the latest solution is called the Vito e-cell. It is the first series production electric-powered van, whereby 100 Vito e-cells will be delivered between August and December this year, mostly to fleet customers in Germany for trial. For city buses, we have a solution for series production called the Citaro fuel cell hybrid. The bus emits absolutely no pollutants while in motion, makes practically no noise, and its H2 consumption has been drastically reduced. Our new fuel cell hybrid bus is the next step on the road to zero-emission transportation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to achieve zero-emission driving, there needs to be a shift of paradigm. This requires a broader approach beyond the car. Therefore, new partnerships and new business models are developed. We at Daimler have established cooperation with a broad range of companies from the fields of technology, energy, infrastructure, and with the public sector in order to achieve emission-free environment. To mention a few examples of cooperation with other manufacturers, there will be a cooperative agreement concerning battery systems, electric drive systems, and vehicle project with Tesla Motors. And we will co-develop electric vehicles with BYD in China. But this is not the end. We must also think about new business models. I would like to give you 2 examples of our public-private partnerships here. First, Car2Go. This is a modern mobility concept for the city. This initiative provides smart for-two vehicles throughout the city that can be hired at any time and can simply be left on any of the designated parking spaces after use. Usage is charged on a per-minute basis. The fee covers tax, insurance, mileage, and even the fuel. This program is very successful in Europe and the USA. Then BRT, the Bus Rapid Transit System. These are line service buses traveling at short intervals and are assigned with separate lanes with their own traffic phases. This concept ensures rapid and comfortable travel. We have already successfully implemented this system together with cities such as Istanbul, Nantes, and Bogota. No doubt, there's a lot to do. Not just the manufacturers, but infrastructure providers and policymakers also have to cooperate and solve such questions such as how to harmonize the vehicle standards, how to make electric mobility affordable to most people, and how to provide enough infrastructure for charging electricity. These are questions, ladies and gentlemen, which can only be solved in a broad cooperation by having all related parties involved. Daimler invented the automobile, and our aim is to significantly reduce fuel consumption and emissions already today, and to eliminate them entirely in the long run. And we need your support. Thank you very much.
Klaus, thank you for setting the scene and kicking us off. What I'd like to do now is invite our next 3 commentators to join us on the stage, if I may. First of all, Professor Christopher Cherrie, if you'd like to come and join us, thank you. And Christopher is going to talk about the successes and challenges of electric 2- and 3-wheelers in developing economies, and he'll present first. We've then got a presentation from representatives from the city of Seoul. Would you like to join us, sir? Thank you. This will be a presentation in Korean, and the gentleman will be talking about electric buses and their application in Seoul. And then we move off to Sao Paulo, and we have Mr. Marcelo Branco from Sao Paulo, who's going to be talking about sustainable transport in Sao Paulo. So we're now looking at things, if you like, from at the city and the country level, looking at the macro, if you like, and obviously we'll move down to micro as the morning progresses. So could I invite Christopher to speak to us? Thank you, please.
Nick.
Yeah, thank you, and I'm really excited to share with you some of the research that I've been doing over the last few years related to electric two-wheelers and three-wheelers in Asia, mostly in China. I'm going to give you a quick snapshot, a synthesis of some of the things that we've been doing, and really, hopefully, instill some excitement in the audience, and hopefully we can engage in some dialogue about the role that these vehicles have in the urban transport system. So first things first, let's, for those of you who have not seen electric two-wheelers and three-wheelers, don't perhaps know exactly what it entails. They're anything from an electric bike to an electric scooter on the left. They include also some electric cargo three-wheelers and rickshaw-type vehicles. And an important thing to notice, of course, is that these are relatively low power, low battery capacity vehicles, relatively slow, and they operate much like bicycles. And as such, they require not a lot of charging capacity and infrastructure. Here we have a whole lineup of electric vehicles charging to a standard low-cost set of outlets. So if you've been paying attention to the rapid motorization in China, we'll spend most of our time on this talk related to China. You certainly have heard about the motorization rates, automobile purchases, and so on. Few people have really heard as much about electric bikes and electric scooters, unless, of course, you're from China. So there's a few things that have happened in the past decade that really have inspired a lot of interest in this from my part and other people. The growth rate has been phenomenal in terms of electric scooters and electric bikes. And indeed, this is the biggest adoption of an alternative mode of transportation, an alternative fuel vehicle, really in the history of motorization. There's 100 million or so electric two-wheelers in China right now, about a third of the total vehicle fleet of the United States, for instance. So this is a really big and important movement and a big and important disruptive technology in terms of the transportation system. But before we start to answer questions about what the impacts of these are, we need to answer the question, where are electric bike riders coming from? Who are they? What types of modes are we displacing? This is a new mode of transportation, so it's not a one-to-one replacement for electric cars to gasoline cars and vice versa. So we did some studies in China. These are Chinese cities, in Kunming, Shanghai, Jinan, and we noticed overwhelmingly that these are would-be bus riders. So talking about safety, congestion, mobility, environmental impacts, we need to compare these vehicles to buses, bicycles, cars, taxis. I want to highlight the thing that is not so apparent, though, is in our studies in Kunming over the past few years, we've noticed that there's been this growing set of would-be car riders that are using electric bikes. So we asked these electric bike users, what is your best alternative mode for this trip? And about 1 in 4 said, if it weren't for my electric bike, I'd be taking a car in one form or another, either a taxi or a personal car. And so that has really significant implications in terms of congestion and safety, and also certainly energy and emissions.